Hello, welcome. This is a very gentle, relaxing yin practice. Today we'll be focusing on feeling and maybe even processing emotions. Yin yoga is a slow meditative practice where we hold the poses for 3 to 5 minutes and we get really deep into the muscles and the connective tissues. This makes it really great for feeling into and processing emotions within the body. For this practice, you'll need about 3 to 4 either blocks, pillows, or bolsters. More if you can, the more the better. But 3 is the minimum. And I really like to use an eye mask as well, especially since this is a practice where we're really going inside ourselves. I really like to wear an eye mask while I do practices like this because it helps to block out the external world and really helps me focus my attention inwards. So make sure you have all of your props. If you have blankets, that's great as well. You can roll up blankets to make them into pillows or use them just to cover yourself while you're in the poses, or even a piece of clothing if you want to use that just to cover your face. Just make it your own and make sure that you're extremely comfortable. And when you're ready, we'll begin. First, we'll start with 3-part breathing. This breath signals to our nervous system that we're safe, and it allows us to come deeper into our bodies. To do this, breathe deeply in and first inflate your lower belly. Keep breathing in and allow that air to expand into your ribs and finally filling up your chest. And when you exhale, empty out your chest, then your ribs, and finally your belly. Keep going with this 3-part breathing at your own pace. Slow, steady, deep breaths. Belly, ribs, chest. And exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Emotions are kind of like visitors. They're always temporary, even though they might not feel like it. Remember that today, as you're feeling into these emotions, know that you're safe right now and that you're feeling them to heal them. They're not going to stay around forever if you feel them. Emotions are also here within us for a reason. They are messengers. They're here to tell us that there's something that's not quite finished within us. Maybe something happened and you experienced an emotion, and maybe that emotion was never allowed to express itself. It was never validated or acknowledged by those around you or even by yourself because of the way that you've been conditioned to handle your emotions. So that emotion has had no other choice but to remain within you, running in the background until you take the time to allow it to express, to allow it to be, acknowledge it and feel it, and then it has no more messages for you. Once you've received what you needed from it, it can leave peacefully. That's what we'll try and do today. Continue with your 3-part breathing. Just a few more rounds. Another thing to know about emotions is that they exist within your body and within your heart. You can't communicate to your body and to your heart through words or with your mind. You have to feel them. You have to create space for them in your body and your heart in order to heal them. Maybe for this practice today, commit to greeting your emotions with your body and your heart, and commit to greeting them with curiosity and kindness, knowing that they exist because they're trying to help you. And maybe they've just got stuck somewhere along the way. And take your last round of 3-part breathing, and we'll move into the poses. So whenever you're ready, slowly make your way onto your mat. Take your knees out wide and bring your big toes together to touch for child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you, stretching your spine out long. Use this pose to drop deeply into your heart. Bringing your awareness down from your mind into your body. You can take deep Ujjayi breathing here. Breathing slowly and steady, making a whisper in the back of your throat. And when you're ready, press yourself up, back onto your heels. Come to the middle of your mat. And we'll move into fire log pose. So take your left leg and lay it out in front of you so that your shin is parallel with the top of your mat. And then take your right leg and cross it over so that your shins are in one straight line. Flex through your toes. If this is going to be a little too much, so we'll be here for about 2.5 minutes on each side. Alternatively, you can straighten out the left leg in front of you and bring your right ankle to your knee to get the same stretch. So whichever variation you'd like to take, stacking the ankle over the knee. remembering to keep the feet engaged if you're crossing both over each other. And using your props, stack them up, get creative, and stack them so that it's comfortable for you to fold forward onto them and stay here for a few minutes. The point of yin is not to go to your furthest point in a stretch. It's to start just at the beginning of sensation. And as we stay in the poses, over time, you can begin to remove some of your props and go a little deeper and a little deeper. Yin is all about slow, steady stretching over time. So find a position that's comfortable for you. If you like, you can bring your arms into a V shape and cross your hands to create a little pillow for your head. You can rest one cheek or rest your forehead if that's more comfortable for you. Or if you like, you can just rest one cheek on a pillow and allow your hands to come down to your sides. Rest on the floor with palms facing up. Allow this deep thigh stretch to release any emotions that have been stored in the hips. Remembering to continue to breathe deeply, slow and steady. Whisper in the back of the throat. If you need to move deeper, feel free to do that. When you hinge, make sure to fold from your hips, keeping your back straight until you're about halfway, and then relax and fold over. Keep the toes flexed, the feet engaged to protect the knees. And when you're ready, slowly come out of this. Push yourself up with your hands. Move your props to the side. Slowly straighten out your legs. Maybe put your hands behind you, fingertips facing towards you. Just give your legs a little bit of a shake out. And we'll do the same on the other side. This time right leg on the bottom and left leg on the top. Set up your props. Bend from your hips, keeping your spine straight until you're about halfway bent, and then fold softly all the way over. Flexing through the toes. Your emotions are valid. The way you feel is important. And you have the power to heal. If it's in your practice today, you can begin to focus on a feeling within your body. Maybe you'd just like to choose one if there's multiple. Start to see it. What does it look like? What color is it? What shape is it? How does it move? If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. We'll move out of this pose and into the next one. Try to keep contact with that emotion throughout this practice. Slowly start to push yourself up. Remove your props to the side. And again, straighten out the legs. Bring your hands behind your back. Give your legs a little shake out. The next pose is butterfly pose. Bring your feet together in front of you. Knees fold out to the side. You might like to bring your feet a little distance away from your body so that the bend isn't too intense, the stretch isn't too intense. Bring your props in between your legs. And again, root through your sit bones and hinge forward at the hips. Keep your spine long and straight until you reach halfway. And then relax softly over your pillows or your blocks. And bring one cheek onto your props. If you need the stretch to be more intense, you can take away a prop Or you can bring your feet in a little closer to your body. And if you need the stretch to be less intense, either add a little more height with a pillow or a block or a blanket, or move your feet further away from your body. Just so there's a soft, gentle stretch. Continue to breathe deeply. As you reconnect with that emotion. Start to see it and feel it and sense it within your body. Focus on it so that it begins to expand. Know that you're safe now in this present moment, and you're only feeling this emotion in order to heal it. Allow it to get bigger within you. Witness it with curiosity and kindness. If any memories come up, allow them to. And if it's in your practice today, revisit maybe one memory. Maybe there's one that's a little stronger than the others. And if there's no memory, if you'd like, you can ask yourself, ask that feeling, when was the first time I experienced this? And allow the memory to come to you without forcing it with your mind. When you revisit that memory, acknowledge how old you were. Ask yourself, what was happening in that memory? And what were you feeling in response to what was happening? Continuing to breathe steadily, slowly, deeply.
And again, if your eyes are shut, keep them shut. We'll move into the next pose. Try to keep contact with that feeling or with that memory. Slowly start to push yourself up. Move your props over to the side. And here, shake out your legs once more. If you like, cross your legs and take a quick twist. Bring your left hand behind, your right hand comes to your left knee, and inhale to twist back and look back. And on another inhale, release back to center. And the same on the other side. Right hand behind you, left hand to right knee, and inhale, twist back. And on another inhale, return to center. Bring your legs out long in front of you. And then start to separate them any amount so they create a V shape. Keep your knees and your toes pointed towards the sky. And bring your props in between your legs. Root through your sit bones and bend at your hips, keeping your spine straight until you reach halfway before completely softening onto your props. Just find a position that feels good. And start to drop back into that memory. Feel into what you were feeling in that moment, knowing you are currently safe right now. And if you'd like, imagine yourself going back into that memory and giving yourself what you needed. You can go back in as your current self, or you can imagine a spirit guide, an ideal parent, or any imaginary figure of your choosing to go back in and visit yourself at the time of that memory. Imagine, sense and feel yourself receiving what you needed. Maybe you needed a hug. Maybe you needed someone to respond differently. Maybe you needed a piece of information. Something that you know now that if you knew back then, it wouldn't have been so bad. Give yourself whatever you needed until the you in that memory starts to feel a little better. Maybe they even start to feel happy or content. You might need to try a few different things. Just stay present with yourself as you continue to give that version of you whatever you needed. Once the you in that memory is feeling better, feel or sense yourself letting them know that they have a place in your heart now. You'll carry them with you as you move forward in your life. And slowly start to come back into your body, into the room, into the present moment. Start to deepen your breath. You can open your eyes if that feels good, or you can keep them shut for the remainder of the practice. Take as long as you need here. And when you're ready, start to push yourself back up. And shift your props over to the side once more. Just move very slowly. And when you're ready, come to kneel at the top of your mat. Sit back on your heels. Take some deep breaths. And place both hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards your toes. Keep your arms straight and just open up through your chest. Maybe tilt your head backwards. Breathe deeply here, feeling the space between your ribs and your collarbones, expanding as you inhale. Bend a little into your low back, just countering all that forward folding we've been doing. And slowly come back up. Come into an easy seat. This is our final pose. Make butterfly legs again, bringing your feet together, letting your knees open out to either side. And take a pillow under each knee. Supporting the knees and the hips as they open. And then bring a final pillow or block, if you're using blocks, or blanket, and bring it right to the base of your spine, extending long. If you have another pillow, you can add that to the end for your head when we lay down. So slowly lower down your spine, long against the pillow, knees are out wide, supported. Feel the gentle space created in your front body. Breathing deeply. Feel into your heart space. Notice if there's any difference in that space compared to at the beginning of this class. By creating space, witnessing, and allowing our emotions to exist in our body, we allowed them to finally pass on the message they've been trying to tell us. Even though our mind might not know what that message is, our body knows. If you revisited a memory, know that you have changed
the feeling state of that memory now. The memory still exists, but the way that it exists in your body and in your subconscious mind has a different energy now. You can stay here as long as you like. Revisit this practice, or practice feeling your emotions and revisiting your memories on your own. Always remembering that you're no longer in that memory or feeling. You're safe now, and it's safe to feel it and allow it to come to the surface in order to heal it. Thank yourself for the time you've taken today to meet your emotions with curiosity, kindness, and love. Stay here as long as you need. Thank you for joining me, and namaste.